Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to episode 81. Colby's 81 to the Stateside Report UK. I'm your host, Stateside Gab. Special one today, gents. Special one. You know we like to get our guests on, whether they're new, whether they've been involved in the past. It's playoff time, man. It's the most exciting time of the year for NBA fans. So we're always here every week to give the people what they deserve and what they need. As I say, I'm the host, Stateside Gab. Of course, with me, Mr. OKC, Mr. Arsenal. Just in case they didn't hear me in the back, Mr. Arsenal.
Hey,
Stateside Amph. Hello.
the
Saxophones are getting louder.
One man, titles that to won this Sunday. I mean,
There's WrestleMania around the corner as well. The voices are getting stronger in some people's heads. It's crazy.
They might as well just put the title on top of the Etihad, bro. Whoever wins that, bro. Get the ladder and climb up and get it. But hey, I don't want to say we're crumbling because we're still in it. But
that would be an understatement, right?
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. Don't worry about that. In my line of work, I've heard it all today and yesterday and on Sunday. I've heard it all.
For your London friends to try and help you out, they start embarrassing themselves on national television as well. So it's one of those, you can only count on yourself. You know what I mean? So it's one of those ones. I mean, we're still in it. So like I said, I always err on the side of optimism. You know what I mean?
Whatever you say, mate.
Something has to give this summer.
You're lucky.
I'm not sitting here for 3 summers in a row.
Well, you're lucky that we're a
basketball.
basketball.
It's not happening. So
you're lucky that we're a basketball platform. So don't worry, you can save the stress for another time until you actually bottle it. Maybe I'll actually make it a section. Who knows? But until then, playoff season.
We'll see.
It's only right that we bring in a returner, our Dallas correspondent, not because they're in the playoffs per se, but they're relevant to some degree in the NBA circles at the minute.
You got me on at the wrong time.
Oh, matey. You've heard the remnants of his voice already. It's the return of AJP, Mr. Aljazeera Peckham.
Hey, thanks for having me on again, man.
As always, man. How you been, man? How you been?
Man, the Mavericks trying to lose, Chelsea looking like they're trying to lose. Mate, it's been a dark season of sports, bro. Started watching hockey.
I said hockey. What you said? Is it Stanley Cup season? I think it is. Something like that.
This year, you know what I'm saying?
Hockey.
Like that. I hear it, man. I hear it, though. Oh, man, it gets like that. I've been looking at baseball these days. I'm like, it's not looking bad, you know?
Bro, every time Arsenal loses, I start watching more hockey content, bro.
Yeah, I need to see what else is going on. The Masters. What tournament? Rory. Yeah, what, man?
Football, man. Anyway, let's keep it to basketball, right? Let's
try, man. Let's try.
Let's try to find an escape somehow, man.
Oh, you have a great escape, to be fair. How about we do this and we start in the Western Conference as we normally do. I think it's right now that the regular season is over. I'll read the standings, at least in regards to the playoff playing teams and where everybody's sitting at the minute. OKC, to nobody's surprise, top the West, 64 games, 18 losses, followed by the Spurs, the Nuggets, the Lakers, the Rockets, and the Timberwolves occupying the playoff spots. The Suns, the Trailblazers, the Clippers, and the Los Angeles Warriors, the Golden State Warriors occupy the play-in spots, which will be played in a few days' time, and obviously they will disperse into either the 7th or 8th seed, depending on how those go. Stateside, I'll give you the first word in regards to just the Western Conference kind of outlook. When you look at it from, top and even towards the bottom as well, when you look at the lottery teams, the teams that are down there, my Sacramento Kings being one of them, unfortunately. Can you summarize, the Western Conference to maybe somebody who's only checking in now, that is playoff time? How would you assess what you've seen out of the teams in the West? Any surprises?
Well, in terms of the teams that's made the playoffs?
Yeah, top to bottom, any surprises? Any good in a good or bad way?
I won't say surprises. Obviously, with injuries to the Timberwolves, that's how they end up obviously getting the 6th spot. With the Lakers, though, I was a little bit disappointed. If you've seen Game of Thrones, someone actually made a perfect reference saying that game against OKC felt like the Red Wedding, where literally everyone just died. Bro, Luka went down, Austin Reeves went down. Anything wrong that could have happened went wrong for the Lakers. And I mean, like, obviously everyone likes to make fun of the Lakers and stuff. They're always like loud and stuff. But the Lakers are, the NBA is good when the Lakers are good. You know what I mean? When Luka's balling, Austin Reeves, LeBron, and when they're relevant. Now you're asking 41-year-old LeBron to do a carry job. I mean, he came into the league carrying teams. Now what? He's walking out of the league carrying teams as well. Like, bro, he needed a little break. So, But obviously now they're gonna make us like a KD versus LeBron, the last dance sort of thing. So I'm actually looking forward to that. But in terms of the West, I knew the Spurs would do well this season, but 60 win, well, I didn't see that. That I'm not gonna lie to you. They won a bunch of games this year, couple against my lot, but apparently
More than a couple, matey.
we're handing out freebies this season. I didn't know as part of the program, but, but yeah, no, the Spurs impressed me a lot. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, you have like the hype of like Wemby and stuff, as AJ was saying, but
Yeah,
bro,
Wemby's got a chip on his shoulder when it comes to you guys, boy.
Shay's got a chip. It is what you call it. It is
In his
wardrobe.
wheelhouse.
That's a good one.
It's
That was
wheelhouse,
smooth.
so take that one. Do you know what I mean? But I'm on today, so it's just one of those ones. But I'm saying San Antonio, bro. We'll talk about obviously the standards and who they could end up facing in the second round, but 60 wins, this is very impressive for a very young team.
AJP talked to me in regards to what we're seeing from some of these Western Conference teams. The Thunder up there, the Spurs being up there. Even when me and you are looking at teams that are in the lottery, the Jazz probably expected, the Kings, expected, but you're looking at teams like the Mavs, who had some expectations coming into the year, the Grizzlies as well. The Pelicans were one of the teams that was on the lookout to do something. Of course they didn't. What was I thinking? Talk to me about how you're looking at the Western Conference as the regular season has come to a close.
If I'm honest, I did think the Rockets would be a bit better than they were. I know they don't really have a point guard, but just with the firepower they've got on their team, I know like as the season went on, it was a bit dysfunctional. The KD tweets got leaked. It seems like there's some chemistry issues. Like Şengün and KD have been seen bickering on the floor. But me personally, I thought they would have been a bit better. In terms of my Mavericks, we've just had I'm not sure if I'm allowed to swear, but we've had a cluster F of a season, right? We go in with AD, Kyrie. Neither of them could be fit. Neither of them could get fit. So then we had to trade AD, and then we changed our whole game plan mid-season and basically started to tank because that's all we can really hope for, right? We don't control another pick, I believe, until 2031. So we got to make this one count. So I would say going into the season, the Mavericks winning the lottery is a surprise, but with how the season played out, it's kind of expected. Apart from that, I think everyone's pretty much ranked where they should be. I think the Lakers were better than I thought they would be. I think JJ Redick's done a phenomenal job, but apart from that, I think everyone's where they should be. I think the Eastern Conference had a bit more surprises.
Yeah, we'll talk about the Eastern Conference shortly because you're correct in regards to surprises. I don't know if I 100% agree in regards to everyone's where they should be, just because there's some teams, i.e., the Suns, I didn't think they had 45 games in their locker, I'll be honest. The Blazers, they're a young team and they're, just over 500, but even then, I thought, there's teams like the Grizzlies and the Mavericks, like you said, to begin the season that should be in contention for at least the play-in. And they were nowhere near it by season's end. There was a lot of surprises, top to bottom, in my eyes. But that's the magic of the NBA, and it falls very nicely into where we are, going in regards to, well, not the first round per se, because we've got to play in first. If I'm looking at what the games are looking like, the Suns have got to play the Blazers in regards to the first 7th seed. The winner of that will get the Spurs, so that's going to be a tricky one, I'll be honest. And then the Clippers and the Warriors, they've got the winner of that one has to face the loser of the Suns and the Blazers. And that's great and all, but you know what their reward is? A nice trip to OKC. So that is that is going to be a doozy, do I say so myself?
Open arms, man.
Yeah, man. So in regards to the playoff matchup stat, we know as of right now, as Stateside Humphrey alluded to, the Lakers versus the Rockets is going to be a last dance of some sorts between two of the NBA's faces, or faces that are going out at least. And the Denver Nuggets are going to run it back against the Minnesota Timberwolves. It's very exciting, lads. I'll be honest. Just to go through a couple of the narratives that we are, going to experience in this first round of the Western Conference. As you kind of alluded to, the Lakers, from reports, by the way, Luka Doncic could be back, maybe not by game one. Game one will be a game-time decision. But at least Luka could come back somewhere in that series, maybe game 2 onwards versus the Rockets. And AJP, you'd like to think that, Luka coming back, somebody who was in MVP talks for, especially the second half of the season, that's going to really help their case in regards to, dethroning, or not dethroning, but taking down the Rockets. Say Luka does come back. Does that boost their chances per se? Because I think we can all agree without Luka and without Reeves especially, Lakers ain't doing anything. It's not going to be a sweep per se, but that'd be a tough series to handle with no Luka.
1,000%. Like, as a Maverick fan, I saw Luka Doncic drag a team with Dwight Powell, Maxi Kleber, and Spencer Dinwiddie to a conference finals. Like, playoff Luka is different. He's happy to play through injuries as well. Like, Luka on one leg is better than most players. And I feel like in that series, he would be the best player by far. Obviously, respect to Kevin Durant, but playoff Luka's a different caliber of player. I feel like if he was to come back, they probably do win that series, but who knows if he'll be 100%, if he's going to be playing on one leg. You just never know with Luka, innit?
Stateside, aren't you? AJP alluded earlier to the chemistry issues that are apparent with the Houston Rockets, and I'll be honest, they were strong to end the regular season. However, especially with the KD fouls being leaked, how much faith does he have in the the Rockets role players to really do their job? It seems like not much. Can that be to their hindrance, especially with a Luka that could be coming back and a LeBron that's probably motivated to end the season as strong as he can because he ain't got long in his career?
I mean, bro, as presently constructed, the Rockets can't lose a series. No, it doesn't matter if Luka comes back on one leg, two legs, three legs, bro. The Rockets, this is a perfect ticket to the second round. Do you know what I mean? Because bro, the Lakers, what they were in March, you saw what they done to Houston when they played them in back-to-back games. The Rockets had nothing for the Lakers, bro. When Luka was healthy, whether Luka comes back, he's not going to be the same. I mean, it's a grade 2 hamstring strain. It's the same thing Aaron Gordon had when he played OKC. Granted, obviously he came back almost straight away, but still, I don't know what they're injecting him right now as we record this, but I don't see how that'll be enough for Luka to look somewhat competent to what we see Luka being. I'm saying the Rockets, if KD and the Rockets lose this series, blow the whole thing up, man.
I was going to say, do you have to think about, hey man, we all praise the move, but if they lose against this Lakers team specifically, there's going to have to be some uncomfortable conversations that I had.
Heads have to roll. They can't lose the series.
Your goal.
I'm saying they can't lose the series. They won't, but I'm saying they can't lose it.
I do agree with you, but I've just seen too much from playoff Luka to ever doubt him. I remember when we beat the Suns in, what was it, when we got to the conference finals and everyone counted us out. Chris Paul, Booker, all these names, and Luka just said, nope, I'm dragging Spencer Dinwiddie and Dwight Powell to this conference finals. I've seen him do it before. I just can't count him out. I'll be honest. I get he's going to be injured. It's a grade 2 hamstring. It's very serious, but Luka in the playoffs, I don't bet against him.
But then, bro, imagine they're trying to put Luka in defensive actions, having to with a grade 2 hamstring.
That was never his thing anyway.
Mate, he looks like he has a grade 2 hamstring on defense. Yeah, when he's healthy, bro. Like, that don't mean that.
It's never his thing anyway.
Luka fully healthy is a cone anyway, let alone with grade 2 hamstring, bro. Come on, man. Bro, the Lakers shouldn't have anything for the Rockets. I'm saying crazy things has happened in it.
Crazy things have happened indeed. Another thing I wanted to bring to your attention is that I didn't know it was as big as news as it was when I first saw it on the old socials, because I was looking through the Timberwolves Instagram and I'm seeing KG here, I'm seeing KG there, and then I'm seeing that he was at the I can't remember what the arena's called, but he was at the Timberwolves' last home game, right? And I'm like, okay, this is franchise legend, best player in the history of the franchise. I get it. He hasn't been to the franchise in 8 years, and I understand that he's had his 8 years. I understand he's had his political stuffs going on with previous ownership. He's part of a new ownership group that will see his jersey go up in the rafters, if it hasn't already anyway. So that's all good. But there was another message that was kind of put behind that in regards to, at least in my eyes anyway, this is all me. The Timberwolves have had a lot of ups and downs this year. And as you alluded to, Stateside, they've had their injuries coming into the playoffs, so they're a little bit banged up. They're coming into this series with, an MVP candidate in Jokic and the Denver Nuggets that have been rolling for a lot of the season. They've been one of the better teams, in the league. And the way AJP, I'll start with you because you can let me know if I'm wrong in my assessment here. They've had this team for a little bit of time now, and it's been to, I would say, moderate success in regards to, the Randall and Gobert pairing down their Ant's ascendancy into superstardom and their collection of role players developing into, competent, pieces that can help you win. However, it will be difficult for me to argue that if they get trounced, I'm saying like if they get well beaten by this Denver Nuggets team, they have to start looking at maybe breaking this up a little bit. They're paying Gobert a lot of money. Randall has already been touted in trade talks to bring in people like Giannis as well, just because the contracts fit, and they're probably a little bit tired of just being Julius Randle. Kevin Garnett coming is kind of a listen, lads. It's a little bit now or never in regards to this. Is the first time I've come here. I'm going to be supporting the team through the playoffs. Now you got to show me something. Otherwise, we might have to think about doing something else. He is part of ownership now these days. So AJP, you can let me know if I'm wrong or not. But is this, playoff run for the Timberwolves that's currently constructed a little bit do or die?
Mate, I think they've been in purgatory for a while now. I've been thinking they probably need to break it up. Just looking at how the Western Conference is stacked, I don't think they have enough firepower to get out the Western Conference. I don't even think they make it past the second round if they're lucky enough to get past Denver. And just need someone else. I don't think Julius Randle is that guy. Giannis would be a great option, but then if Giannis comes there, is it now Giannis's team? That's something they would have to figure out. I think regardless of if they even win the championship, they probably need to break it up. I think, yeah, they're in purgatory. They need to figure out what they're doing with that squad. I don't think it's going to work out. And even if it does, they probably need something new.
No, I mean, I won't say they need to break up if they do win the championship. Obviously, that's the ultimate goal for them. But I'm just saying, I agree with you in certain parts where the Timberwolves, they've been to back-to-back conference finals, but they've lost in 5 both times.
Yeah.
To both your Mavs and obviously OKC last year.
Mm.
So it's like you're getting to the conference finals, but clearly what you have isn't enough. Whether it was with Cat or whether it was with Randall, because the top end talent is just clearly better than what they have or what they've
So
had.
just to correct myself, when I say break it up, I don't mean go and like trade and I just mean you need to surround him with better pieces.
Just
And,
different
not
pieces. Yeah,
completely
yeah, yeah.
decimate the team, but I think they do need to find him a co-star. I've never looked at their team and thought they've had enough. I feel like because of who Ant is, he can drag them through playoff series a bit like what Luka was doing with the Mavericks and what he could do with the Lakers, because they just have that extra edge when it comes to the playoffs. But apart from that, I don't know. I don't think they have enough, me personally.
So can I ask you this? See how in 24 you brought, or 23 you brought Kyrie in to complement what Luka was giving you.
Yeah.
What do you think will be, or who do you think will be a complimentary star to Anthony Edwards to take not just him but the Timberwolves to the top, hypothetically?
Hey man, if the Mavericks are actually rebuilding, they could try and trade for Kyrie if they want. I think he needs a secondary scorer to help him. I think he can't be like the main scorer and also be one of the best defenders on that team as well. I don't think he can do it on both ends. As you've seen in both playoff series, the past 2 years, he's always gassed out in the playoffs.
Right.
Like he's spoken about how fatigued he is, and I just think it's because he's trying to do too much on both ends of the floor. He's the number one option, and he always guards either the second or third best player on the opposing team. I don't think he can do it all. I don't think he has the stamina for it. I think he needs another scorer.
Getting in there, by the way, as well. I'm looking at NBA TV right now, and Stateside, I think a few episodes ago, me and you spoke about somebody like Kawhi. If he's serious about winning, and the
Yeah.
Clippers ain't going anywhere fast,
Mm.
then he should look at somewhere like the Timberwolves and be like, okay, I don't have to be the first option. I don't have to be Superman every single time because Ant is over there. I've got a good defensive team around me anyway. That will save my legs, which are obviously I ain't gonna say made a play though. That's a bit rude, but somewhere near that.
He's one person that's actually hit the 65 game, so
I'm just saying, if everything bodes well and he's serious about winning, then they should look at Kawhi as well.
it's a fair shout.
I just think there's too much on Ant's shoulders at this point in time, if I'm honest.
And I feel like he's being judged too harshly because he's so young. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Back-to-back conference finals, they expected a lot from him. And I think, which I think realistically, the Nuggets will beat him, if he gets knocked out in the first round after being to back-to-back conference finals, it don't mean he's regressed as a player. I think the Timberwolves more so has regressed as a team in terms of, as AJP, you're saying, building a better team around and to elevate, what he's bringing to the table.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that as well. To your point in regards to are we, judging them unfairly, harshly, whatever the case is. Look, we've seen young players in this league do many great things. We were just speaking about Luka doing great things with even worse rosters that Ant has on his shoulders, but still get into places, i.e., the NBA Finals. You've seen people like LeBron, even though it's unfair to compare him to the greatest, that we've probably ever seen. Hey man, young players do great things in this league, and if Ant wants to be great, then unfortunately he has to take every challenge that is in front of him and just face it head on. I'd like to think he's going to give it his best, and I'd like to think he's going to, show out. He usually is a playoff riser in my eyes, but the rest of that roster has to follow him. And will they, especially against a good Denver team? I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to park this playoff talk in just a second, just because we have a serious matter to discuss, and it is the Rookie of the Year race. I'm not going to lie, lads. After the first few games, I was ready to say, stop the presses, stop the count. VJ Edgecombe, here we go. Here we come.
It was looking like that.
Yeah, it was. I'll be honest. Not that Cooper started badly, but Edgecombe started so strong, for the Sixers. And we'll talk about them in a little bit as well, actually. But, as the season, took its place, you started to see once Cooper Flagg was, not playing point guard 24/7, he actually looked like he was a really, really good rookie, and it looked like it was going to be his for a long time. And then there was this youngster out east, Kon Knueppel in Charlotte. He was doing his thing, he was shooting the ball, and he was showing he was a little bit more than just a shooter. He was showing, maybe flashes of somebody who could be one of the faces, if not the face, of the Charlotte Hornets. And I understand that I'm asking a Dallas Mavericks fan this question, but I'm hoping he's going to answer it, I should say, honestly. Mr. AJP, when you look at the Rookie of the Year candidates, who takes it?
I think it's obvious, mate.
It is.
It's obvious. And this isn't even bias. Because I watch you guys' show. I know what Humphrey thinks. And I'm so happy you brought me on here to debate this. But it's clearly Cooper Flagg. It's clearly Cooper Flagg. And it's the thing, do you know what's so funny? I've got an argument for Kon Knueppel, but every single time I've heard anyone debate this, they just debate it so wrong. Like, the arguments they put up for Kon Knueppel don't make sense to me whatsoever. So I'm going to allow Humphrey to explain why he thinks it's COD. And then I will respond. Because the arguments people give for Kon Knueppel are just, for me anyway, they're outrageous. They're not reasons why you award someone Rookie of the Year.
Don't get me wrong. It's very close, very close. It's probably like what 50. What's the maps?
I think it's
59,
51-49 or something.
49. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's that close. And I think I just pip it closer to Kon Knueppel because first of all he's playing more games and he's been more consistent and he's set rookie records as well. That moves me. Do you know what I mean? When you're going for MVPs, Rookie of the Years, Defensive Player, can you break records in the road to winning those sort of things? Setting records for what 274 threes made as a rookie. Yeah, I mean, and obviously, as Gable just said there as well, he's not just a sharpshooter. He can put the ball on the floor. He can create. He can score off the dribble. Which, if you wanna, for someone that's a sharpshooter, you want him to put the ball on the floor. He's comfortable with that as well. And I'm saying is the consistency of how he's done it from minute one to the very last game.
No, I understand, but it's 21 points a game, like, not consistent?
I mean, no, 100%. But that's what I'm saying. It's so close. And with Cooper Flag, I haven't seen a rookie look as polished as he has. It's just because he missed a chunk of the season. That's why I kind of knock it down a little bit. But I'm saying obviously he didn't start the season particularly well, which obviously me and Gabriel we spoke about for weeks when he was
No, I understand.
when he's been playing in the point guard role. But obviously you're seeing how his performance is paying dividend for in the latter end of the season, putting up all these numbers, not just points but rebounds, assists. Like he looks comfortable in that type of role. But I'm
No, I
just
get you.
I just have to give it to Con just because of the consistency, because of obviously how he's got that Hornets team ticking when he's
Yeah, plus, if I'm playing, Devils or Angels advocate, I've heard these days, Con's team is in the playoffs and Cooper's team is not.
I'm so happy. Yeah, you bit on my fishing rod, mate. You bit on my fishing rod. I'm happy you said that. They're 9th in the East. They've not made the playoffs, Gabriel. They're 9th in the East. Everyone's talking about it's a winning team. It's a winning team. 9th in the East.
No, they got a winning record. But
Come on, man. 9th in the East is basically what 14th in the West, which is what the Mavericks are. Come on,
that's a big
they're not
fact,
winning
though.
like that. It's nonsense. Okay, so you've mentioned breaking records. First
Right.
50-point game as a teenager. I think that's a pretty big record. Would have had two 50-point games if Caleb Martin wasn't a hater and passed him that last minute layup he blew when he got the 49-point game against Kon's team. Most 40-point games as a teenager as well, I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. Either he matched LeBron or he broke the record. And he's top 5 in every single major stat. I don't know how you can be top 5 in every single major stat for rookies, by the way. Not
Right.
not in general, for rookies, and not be the rookie of the year. He had the most assists, led in points, 21 points per game.
Mm.
He's top 5 for blocks, top 5 for steals. He's a competent defender. He's a better defender than Kon. I just don't know how you're top 5 in every major stat amongst your class whilst being a year younger and the number one option. I know the year younger point, cool, I'm kind of pushing it a bit. His draft class is his draft class, but top 5 in every major category, right? And you're not rookie of the year whilst being the number one option, being guarded by the best player on the opposing team, the best defender on the opposing team. Everyone's defensive strategy is against you. I feel like the reason why Kon's been so effective is because he plays with LaMelo and Brandon Melo, who are the first and second options, which allows him to get open. Do you know what I'm saying? I get it. His shots are limited as the third option on that team. But Cooper is dropping 40 points, 30 points, 50 points on, seasoned NBA defenders. I don't think we can, try and downplay how impressive that is as an 18-year-old. Come on. That's the rookie of the year. 50-point games as a 19-year-old. You scored 49 when you were 18.
Stateside, if you're on your own, mate, you know what side I'm on.
It's a great argument, 100%. But that's what I'm saying. That's why
LeBron didn't even do this, man. Come on.
I just searched, by the way, youngest player ever to score 40 points.
LeBron wasn't playing in exotic offenses like they are now, man.
Exotic offenses. But you credit Kon Knueppel for chucking up threes. That's as exotic as it gets. You're playing old school basketball, bro. You're shooting from the mid-range, getting to the cup. Come on, bro.
But that's what I'm saying. His game is so polished. I mean, his game is so polished, and maybe another year I would have given it to him. But I'm just saying the consistency Kon Knueppel's played at. I mean, because these rookies, you look at them, and they always have like a rookie wall, like midway through the season. He's kept his play for every single game and throughout the season. And like you said, third option, but he takes advantage of the gravity, LaMelo and the Brandon Millers that they create for him, and he's dangerous in his own right as well.
AJP, can I ask you a question in regards to, this is a question slightly away from the rookie of the year conversation and more of a conversation on Cooper Flagg, just because he is so well-rounded. But, moving forward, going into, the future for you lot, what do you think are the things that he now needs to work on? Because I look at him, I don't think he's the, complete basketball player, but, he's had his reps playing point guard, so the playmaking aspect is there somewhat. Obviously, scoring-wise, you like to think it could be a bit cleaner, but it's there. Defensively, he's got the intangibles and he's got, obviously, the size and the build, so it's there. But what do you want to see moving forwards from him to really establish himself as, the Mavs' number one guy?
I mean, if he's going to be our number one option for the next 10, 15 years, he has to improve his three-point shooting. Obviously, I think he averaged 29%? Am I correct on that? Or am I might
I
be
can
off.
double check that.
Yeah, I know his 3-point percentage is poor. In this NBA, you got to shoot. Especially if you want to handle the ball, you've got to be able to shoot. Also, I do feel like he can improve his efficiency. There are some games I did watch where he was chucking up the ball and it wasn't the prettiest sight. But apart from that, I think he's got everything.
Would you say if you built a better team around him, you might see more of like the best of Cooper Flagg?
No, 100%. 100%. I feel like our team is very dysfunctional. We've got this weird mix of like Cooper Flagg and like young undrafted talents like Ryan Nembhard and Musa Cisse, and then like all these vets like Chris Middleton, Klay Thompson, Kyrie, and like we just got to figure it out. We don't even have a GM at the moment. It's a bit of a mess, but
yeah,
if the basketball gods bless us with a good draft pick, it'll be a lot more clear. Do you know what I mean?
Fair point.
I feel you on that. I just looked at his 3-point percentage, 29.3%.
Yeah,
Not
29%.
fantastic, I'll be honest.
No,
It's just
No,
well below
terrible.
league. It's well below league average. I'll be honest. Kon
Yeah.
Knueppel, by the way, historic efficiency for a rookie, so that is gonna unfortunately count against him in this race. But I'm going to, as we always do, put it to the people, just because, as we always say, the comment section is just never wrong. Apparently, you should know this. You're in the comment section of many people's pages, especially the Asna. But we digress. We
they're
digress.
always biting.
But listen, I'll be honest. Yeah. If you lead the league in threes, like threes made as a rookie, I believe you deserve Rookie of the Year. That's my argument for COD.
Right.
But it's just a shame he's going up against Cooper Flagg, who's doing stuff we've never seen before. That's
Mate,
just me.
Mate, my argument for the longest time has been, unfortunately for Kon, Cooper is just a better basketball player than he is, and I understand the situations are very different. I can only imagine what Kon would look like if he was in Cooper's situation and Cooper was in Kon's situation. I can only imagine what that might look like, Unfortunately, that is my fantasy, not reality. The reality is still that Cooper is a better player than Kon. So by that alone, give it to him. I don't remember a closer.
Kon wasn't going to a winning franchise in Charlotte. If anything, they were one of, if not the worst.
Yeah, I was going to say they weren't a winning franchise, coming into the season.
He helped set the tempo winning. What do you call it? The summer league. I mean,
I hear it, man.
Oh,
he
give
helped.
over.
Give
over.
I hear it. I
He's
hear
a
it.
culture changer.
Summer League.
He's a culture changer.
What are we doing?
Hey,
here?
mate, now, you know what? Summer League, my Kings have won the Summer League tournament before,
Yeah,
I've seen Lonzo and Kyle Kuzma. Lonzo and Kyle Kuzma. I've seen it, mate. I'm telling you.
I would say
the Kings got some good rookies, man.
We do.
That center.
Yeah, right. Reynald. He's all right, He's all right,
He's all right, man.
Yeah, man. We got good young players. You know what, lads? In fact, you've led me nicely into this. You've led me so nicely into this. Shall we play a game?
Let's play a game. Let's do it.
Oh, AJP, this one is more for you, to be fair, because you're just talking about young players and young pieces here, there. I want you to do we love a winner stays on this podcast, and you've played it before, so you should know the rules. You should know what we're doing here. Simple as this. Winner stays on young cores. Who has the best young core in the NBA? It's as simple as this. I like how we've just fallen into this as well. Oh, it just makes me look like a genius. Do you know what I mean? Stateside, don't worry. Kick your feet back. You can react afterwards, I say. But here we go.
They have to remind me who's on certain teams, though.
Oh, don't worry. I can do. You let me know if you need a kick up the backside. Don't you worry about that. But here we go.
All right.
Winner stays on. Who has the best young core in the NBA? The Dallas Mavericks or the Chicago Bulls?
I'm going to be biased, even though I do like the Chicago Bulls.
Mate, there's no right or wrong.
They're Dillingham now, right?
They do.
Yeah,
they do.
You got the Rookie of the Year on your side.
Yeah, we've got the Rookie of the Year. But they've also got what's his name? Josh Giddey. I'm just gonna be honest. I'll give it to the Chicago Bulls for now. Just because I like Josh Giddey as like. Nah, you don't agree?
I think the fact that you've got Cooper Flagg, you've got the best.
You got Cooper Flagg.
Really?
For me.
You know what? I was trying to be unbiased.
You're trying to find reasons.
We're biased over here, man. Bro, the Bulls stink.
Alright, cool. Cooper Flagg. Cooper Flagg's better.
What's Cooper Flagg? Not even the Mavs. Cooper Flagg.
Bro, Cooper Flagg is your young core, bro. Off of that alone.
No, but you got Lively, you got Nemhart, you got others as well. You Christie.
I'm not sure about Lively. I think Lively might be one of those players where playing with Luka Doncic made him look a lot better than he was. Because this second season was a bit. I know he was injured, but.
What are you saying? That role, you might be hearing something.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Well, anyway,
we'll have to wait and see on that, but he's performed.
Yeah, well, of course.
Yeah. But by rules of the game, I'll ask you one more time: the Mavericks or the Bulls?
Nah, I got the Mavericks. You guys convince me. Let me be biased.
Dallas Mavericks, Brooklyn Nets.
Who's on the Nets at the moment?
Exactly.
They ain't really got no one. I'll be honest. They're the youngest team by average.
Like he's there already.
They're the youngest team in the league by average, so by de facto they're the youngest team, but they ain't really got no one for real.
Nah, they ain't got no one. The Mavericks.
Professional tankers, man.
The Dallas Mavericks, the Charlotte Hornets.
I mean, because of the debate we just had, I have to go to the Mavericks. But LaMelo Ball is kind of my favorite player right now,
Fair enough.
He might be my favorite player. I think he's the most fun player to watch in the NBA right now. Cool.
Fair enough, matey.
He plays like he's still in the park. I don't know how he does it at NBA level.
Oh, he plays straight out of 2K, mate. I'm telling you. Don't
Nah,
mind
it's
it, though.
crazy.
Don't mind it, though.
Working right now as well.
Yep. The Dallas Mavericks or the Toronto Raptors?
Cool. I'll give it to the Raptors. I think Scotty Barnes. Yeah, that guy's special, man. He might be when they get like a really. I think they just have to grow together, but he could be in MVP conversations very soon. I didn't expect him to be that good, you know.
Oh, neither did
I
I.
think he's quality.
No, neither did I.
I'm not saying he'll win. Not saying he'll win it. There's obviously Wemby in the league and all the rest of it. Anthony Edwards still needs to have like an MVP run or whatever it is, but I think he could be like third or fourth on that list. I think he's that good.
He gives me Draymond vibes, but like slightly better.
He can
way better, yeah.
I think he's this year he's competing for an all defensive spot, definitely. And if he can just build on that, yeah, we've got a serious player on our hands. Scotty Barnes, I like him a lot. The Toronto Raptors, the New Orleans Pelicans.
Nah, man, give me the Raptors. I like Derek Queen though.
I do like me some Derek Queen as well.
And they got Jeremiah Fears as well, right?
They got Jeremiah Fears indeed.
Yeah, he's good as well, but give me the Raptors.
The Toronto Raptors, the Washington Wizards.
Oh, probably the Wizards. I know they're professional tankers, but you know, they got that guy what's his name? Trey
Johnson.
They got mate.
He's got a burner on him, you know.
Yep, they got Keyshawn George. He's nice.
Keyshawn George.
Yeah, Koulibaly. They got players, mate. They got players, mate.
Does Trae Young even still? I know he's not super young, but like he's not. He's like what 26, 27?
Yeah, he's not over the hill. Yeah, he's nowhere near over the hill, but he's.
Yeah, I'll give it to them. I think the only issue they have is they just keep tanking. I think once they start trying to win, they'll be all right. Same with even the Utah Jazz, if I'm honest.
Fair enough. They're not even on this. They're not even on this list, but they're a good shout actually. They're a very good shout.
I think the Utah Jazz are going to be serious next year, especially with the draft pick they're going to get. Well, they got the guy from Memphis. I forget his name. Former defensive of the year.
John Jackson.
Oh, John Jackson.
Yeah.
Oh, I've tipped the Jazz to be one to watch already because it's like I like what they're building over there. It's just that this year was a bit awkward in regards to where they were in the season where they made the trade. But I like their team moving forwards. And Danny Ainge has always been a good GM. The Washington Wizards, Houston Rockets.
Houston Rockets got what? Amen Thompson, Sengun. Who else they got?
Tyrese Shepherd.
Yeah, he's a good player.
Everyone else is old.
You know what? I'll take the Wizards, you know.
Fair enough. Last one. The Washington Wizards, San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah, the Spurs, man. What are we doing here?
Yeah,
I don't even know what they done is legal, mate. Like Dylan Harper, De'Aaron Fox, Stephen Castle, Wembanyama, all in the space of a few years.
Yeah, peak, man.
I'm not even spoken about what's his name, Carter Bryant.
Yeah, Carter Bryant is just there chilling in the fridge, mate. In the fridge.
Yeah, they could make this list. No.
No.
We don't vets. I mean, these are kids. These are kids Shay's babysitting over there.
About OKC, you know.
we're not old, you know.
Bruv, you lot got the chip already, man. You're not in this kind of conversation, man. Go chill at the big boys table, man.
When they speak about Spurs, you think they already got a chip or two? I'm saying,
mate, they might bounce you boys out. You better be careful, matey. Better be careful.
No chance.
The San Antonio Spurs have the best young core in the league, which I don't think it's even close. Yeah, I don't think it's even close to be honest.
Dylan Harper should not be on anyone's bench, mate. I don't even know how they were able to get him and Stephen Castle back-to-back years. That's just
something silly. Honestly, something silly. Honestly, I'd like to think that. I remember early on before the season started as well, they gave Fox all that money, and not to say that he's been poor, but there's already some San Antonio fans that are already ready to, see the back of him so that Dylan Harper can get starting minutes, which I don't know how I feel about per se. I need to see it in the playoffs first, but what do you guys say? I guess, what's your reaction to that one?
I think he'll count. I think he'll count for them in the playoffs.
He's clutch. He's a former clutch player of the year, by the way.
He is a clutch player. They're going to need him.
I mean, bro, they were talking about trading him away midway through that Denver game a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember
that as well.
I saw the slander, mate. I saw the slander.
In clutch situations, obviously, if it's not Wemby, they're looking at Fox. You know what I mean? Because he's obviously the eldest guard over there. But I'm saying Fox ain't been in them situations before. You want to talk about 7 games against Golden State? You watch Curry drop 50 in your own gaff. So it's like how much playoff experience do you really have? in these clutch situations. But obviously,
Yeah,
he won Clutch Player of the Year, so they look at him to be comfortable in them situations. But it's different in the playoffs. So
that
there'll be a lot of questions for him to answer, which I think he answered quite a bit. But when it really comes down to it, I don't think he'll be enough.
another story for another day. Draymond should have been suspended for stamping on my center's chest, but we'll speak for it. We'll speak about it another day. Speak about it another
Draymond's
day.
a menace, bro.
Yeah, we'll speak about that another time. Let's go east. How about we go east?
Golden State need to move on from him. Sorry to mess
Oh,
up your whole.
please.
I think they need to move on from Draymond Green, man. I don't know what they got going on in Golden State, but the fact that Steph Curry can still shoot the way he shoots, the fact he was injured for most of the season, then came back and dropped, what was it, 30 points?
Yeah, so on his return, yep.
On his return after not playing for how many months? Mate, they need to surround him with, for a franchise legend, they need to surround him with something better than that, mate.
So you see,
Like,
I'm gonna still run right out of Stateside Ump's playbook. He asked me this question that I had to answer a few weeks ago in regards to have the Golden State Warriors failed to put a competency around Stephen Curry in regards to winning a championship. I said no.
100%.
Oh, I said no because they're an aggressive franchise and they've tried to make moves to make it work, but they just keep getting in old guys.
Nah, I mean, it's like Draymond Green's the dictator over there. Like, why haven't they cut him by now? Like, it's like everyone's scared of him. Sometimes you even see it when they conversate on the bench. Like, Steve Kerr cowers away when he speaks up. Like, if you were able to let go of Clay, like, I think it's time to break that up. Like, thank you very much for the memories, but we've got to move on from you and get someone else in. I think their team's just so dysfunctional. And Steph is still an all-star level, point guard.
Mm-hmm.
I think they just need to surround him with something better, mate.
Lastly, before I was supposed to ask you this during our Dallas Mavericks kind of conversation, Klay Thompson, you just brought him up just because obviously Golden State Warriors legend hasn't really worked for him in Dallas, has it? Are you expecting him to come back next year?
He probably won't. I seen that press conference he had, his exit interview, and he said basically, yeah, he doesn't know if he's coming back. I think Maverick fans actually like him. I think his first year it was a bit shaky. Second year he kind of improved. Like, I know he left Golden State to start, but now he's coming off the bench for the Mavericks as well. I mean, off the bench, I don't mind him. I feel like, especially as a veteran for Cooper Flagg, he could be someone that helps him with his 3-point shooting. I don't really mind him around. I don't expect the Mavericks to compete next year. Do you know what I mean? I don't mind him coming back. I don't think he's our biggest problem, honestly.
Stateside Ump, would you take a cheeky Klay Thompson, off the OKC bench, extra shooter?
We'll take it. We take as much shooting as we can get. You know what I mean? And he's already caused damage to my team, so why not we repay us back? You know what I mean? Clay, his legs are gone, man.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, they are, man.
Yeah, I hate to call a man washed, but yeah, it's peak. He's in his you light my fire stage, as they say. But that's okay.
And still knock down shots, though.
Yeah. That's okay.
I would defend
Still
him.
got one of the quickest releases in the league. There was Jason Tatum's game, his return. Obviously, they play the Mavs, bro. Clay's release is quick as hell.
Yeah, man.
Trust me.
The time was out of his hand.
Exactly.
I made like 6 to 7 threes. Like, yeah, he still has something.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
for
But
sure.
to like defending and all of that, that's man.
Well, how about we go east, lads? Because you brought us nicely onto, some Jason Tatum and the Celtics. They're involved in this conversation, definitely. If I can read it from top to bottom, the Pistons topped the East, 60-win team. You couldn't say that a few years ago. No way, no Jose. But Pistons are first, followed by the Celtics, the Knicks, the Cavs, the Raptors, and the Hawks as the actual playoff teams. The play-in teams involve the Philadelphia 76ers, the Orlando Magic, the Charlotte Hornets, and the Miami Heat. The Bucks, Bulls, Nets, Pacers, Wizards make up the lottery teams down there. And do you know what? Before we get into the Bucks, just because I do want to get some AJP thoughts in regards to the Bucks situation, let me talk about the Celtics a little bit, just because I'm getting a lot of hype in and around, not just their fan base, but a lot of people as well. And that's mainly due to the fact that Jason Tatum has come back. First of all, before I ask, for you guys' opinion, I want to give Jaylen Brown his flowers. I do.
100%.
Because this is somebody that was basically ever present for the Celtics in regards to keeping them afloat. We were saying that when they were like third, fourth, in and around that range, that they'd fallen off a cliff in regards to where they were to where they, were in that moment in time. Fourth place was still pretty decent, not having their face of their franchise in Jason Tatum. And Jaylen Brown was playing MVP level basketball, keeping them afloat. Then he helps them move to second before JT comes back, by the way, gets them into second place in the Eastern Conference. And he's, really, really in those MVP conversations until, the likes of Luka and Jokic and Wemby start putting up insane numbers. Fair enough. Now JT comes back, and now the Celtics are basically back. You know, I don't know what was injected into my man's Achilles, but he's not looked like he's missed a beat really since he's come back in regards to shooting the ball, in regards to playing defense. I saw a piece on The Athletic and says that he's the best rebounding player. That's not a big man at the minute. So I'm like, wow, this is somebody that has really taken him over the top, and he's kind of put them into title contention. So, you know, AJP, when I'm referring to the hype that I'm hearing around the Celtics and their championship aspirations, I'm saying, hey, it's damn real because JT is back. Jaylen Brown's playing MVP level basketball, and their team is so good. What do you say in regards to the Celtics and their championship aspirations?
No, I agree. And you haven't even touched on probably their biggest assets, which is their coach. I mean, with the amount of turnover that team's had, Porzingis is not there anymore. I think they traded for Anthony Simons. It didn't work out, and they traded them elsewhere, but they've still remained competitive despite the injuries. I think it's a testament to, one, how good Jaylen Brown's been, but how great of a coach Joe Mazzulla is. Like, if I'm being completely honest. I don't know if they're favourites to come out the East. I feel like the Eastern Conference is always hurt during the playoffs, which is why we had teams like Indiana make the finals. But I feel like if they are lucky with injuries, they could win the East pretty easily. I mean, they're more experienced than Detroit. I think I do like Detroit a bit more, but they've got more experience. Why couldn't they make the finals again?
Stateside, you know, he alluded to it there. You know, Detroit, in regards to winning 60 games, to me, is a surprise. You know, they were my team last year that I thought were going to make some noise in and around the playoffs, and they got to the first round, showed a decent effort against the Knicks. But in regards to what they were going to do this year, you know, I didn't see 60 games. If I'm looking at the standings, you know, did I see the people like the Raptors and the Hawks doing so well and being actual playoff teams? I didn't. You know, did I see the Celtics finishing second after Jason Tatum went down? No, I didn't. You know, you can talk to me about the Celtics aspirations, but can you also talk to me about maybe some surprises that you've seen, either good or bad, in the Eastern Conference?
I mean, the surprise really is the Detroit Pistons obviously winning 60 games, partly also with the Celtics. But I want to talk a little bit about the Detroit Pistons. I think people shouldn't sleep on them, and it's crazy for me to say that about a team that's won 60 games. I mean, so many times I've watched them when obviously Cade's been out. They're very hard to beat. They're very scrappy. They make things very ugly. They muck things up, and that's where they're comfortable in that type of environment. Most teams don't like playing in that type of environment. You know what I mean? But they're well coached with JB Bickerstaff. I don't know if he's one coach of the year or if, I mean, he should be in contention for it anyway this year. But I'm saying they're well coached. Everyone knows their role. When Cade is obviously healthy, he's the number one option. Everything goes through him. And Jalen Duran, who's obviously taken a step up this year, which is hard to do. You know what I mean? A lot of people, when they talk about their favorite players or players to watch, it's hard for them to make that step up. But Jalen Duran, he's worked on his game a lot to be a viable second option. Obviously, they're gonna call upon him in this postseason to step up because you know what you're gonna get from Cade anyway. But
Yeah.
and this Detroit team, they're deep. They're very well coached. They're gritty. Their bench come in and they keep the same intensity. Obviously, they have that culture, you know, Detroit basketball. So they lean on that. They wholeheartedly. That's their image. That's how they play. So I'm saying it's hard. It's hard to beat a team like Detroit, as you've seen with as you've seen with the record, and you see that in the postseason as well. So I'll be surprised if they don't make the conference finals.
So you're saying they're not a fake one seed because we've seen
No,
60 win teams before.
like the Cavs last year. I didn't
Uh,
remember. I
mhm,
spoke to you. I didn't trust the Cavs last year, but
mhm.
it's Pistons teams I do. It's Pistons team I do.
Yeah, now the Pistons do look better royal than the Cavs last year, if I'm being honest. You
Y-
kind of just trust them more, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Yeah,
There's
for
a certain
sure.
steeliness about this Pistons team. The Cavs never had.
Let's see what Cade Cunningham's shape it looks like, because you know collapsed lungs are, you know, they're not a joke. You know, I've seen NFL players retire off of, you know, collapsed lungs, and he's come back in the space of a few months. Fair enough, and he's young enough to do that. But you know,
Can't be.
let's see.
Can't be fine.
Let's see. Let's see. I think in regards to, we'll come up to some other teams in the playoff hunt in the standings, but there's one big outlier, and probably the surprise of the whole, you know, NBA landscape of everything in regards to not hitting the playoffs is the Milwaukee Bucks. And you say that because, you know, you look at it on paper coming into the season, they made a big trade, big swing to get Miles Turner out of Indiana into Milwaukee. That hurt the Pacers, and obviously you can see by the record that, you know, it made them the worst team in the East, among other things as well. And you have Giannis, you have a puncher's chance of doing anything you like to think of. Well, their season has been, AJP is right, we can't swear on this podcast, not that we can't, but we choose not to. But it's been sugar honey has tea. And if you ask fans, they're full of see you next Tuesdays. We speak about the Bucks. It seems like every week, either to a lot of detail or to a little bit. We're going to do a lot because I need to get some AGP thoughts in regards to how the season has gone. Giannis did an exit interview where he said to himself that he's been many times this season disillusioned, checked out. Doc Rivers has gone on some sort of media tour to defend the toxicity rumors in the locker room. The Google Me speech that he made apparently after a game when he thought this was a playoff team, but he told the players to their faces, "You lot ain't nothing." This is a whole situation that I
It's now
think
come
is
out that it was apparently leaked by Cam Thomas as well. Don't know if
I
you've
heard
seen
that,
that.
but I don't know how much
great.
that's true, but
Yeah, well, he didn't get cut for no reason. Well, maybe he did. He was kind of not playing well at the same time, so he had to go out in that right regard. But AJP talked to me about, in my opinion, the surprise of the Eastern Conference and the Bucks missing the playoffs entirely. I think for anybody's over their standards, that is a disgustingly terrible year.
Mate, their whole franchise has turned into a weekly sitcom. Like every week, it's something new with them. Like every week, like from the whole Cam Thomas drama to Doc Rivers to Giannis looking like he was going to leave, then he didn't leave during free agency, or I mean during the trade season.
Trade season, All-Star break.
Yeah, and then with the way it's ended, it's just a complete mess. I don't even know how they fix it. I feel like they will try and keep hold of Giannis. I think they have to, but yeah, it's just been a disaster. They've even got like his youngest brother out there now playing that.
Yeah, man.
It's just a joke, bro. It's so unserious. Like as a Maverick fan, it's actually giving me a lot of joy. We're definitely not the worst run team in the league, even though we should be. Like it's a joke. It's a complete joke.
Stateside, me and you have said many a times, and it's different to what AJP said, but we've both agreed that, look, I cannot see the world where Giannis returns to the team next year, and I do believe that he will be traded somewhere, whether it be New York or the Minnesota or somewhere that we're not expecting, but I don't see any future for Giannis in Milwaukee, do you?
so something has to change in Milwaukee, man. Do you know what I mean? If Giannis obviously still wants to win, if he still wants to not stay relevant, but in terms of being spoken about as one of the best players in the league, it comes with winning individually and obviously collectively as well. He's not going to do that at the Bucks. I mean, what he's done, what he's built at the Bucks, is set in stone. But I think he needs a new chapter in his NBA career, and it's not in Milwaukee.
Doc Rivers has stepped down as well as coach, and he's just to my surprise, is going to be a Hall of Famer. Me and Stateside have spoke about it when the news broke a few months ago, or like a month ago maybe. Stateside, how much blame are you putting at defeat in regards to how their season's gone, and given the history of Doc Rivers teams over the last 10, 15 years maybe? How much blame are you putting? It's not all his fault per se because the roster hasn't been good enough. Giannis has been in and out of the lineup under drama, of course, but you'd like to think you gave credit to Missoula for making the ship very steady, and in my eyes anyway, Doc has done a very poor job in steadying the ship over there in Milwaukee. So he has to take a lot of blame.
I mean, naturally, some of the blame is always going to fall on the feet of the coaches. You know what I mean? But you have to really blame you have to blame Milwaukee's front office when they had
Yeah,
what's his name, Alec something Griffin or something like that.
Alex
Oh,
Griffin,
yeah.
the former coach. Yeah,
Yeah, and I think they were like 36-13, like a very good
respectable.
record of a
Yeah.
respectable record of 500, and they just got rid of him and they brought in Doc Rivers. You know what you're getting from a Doc Rivers team, and obviously with them underperforming, it's exactly what Doc Rivers will give you with what's the guy's name, Darvin Ham. Like, bro, come on, man. Like, what do you expect from that? So yeah, you can blame Doc Rivers all you want. You know what they knew what they were getting from him when they appointed him in the first place. So I just think it's from top to bottom. The Bucks just haven't been run well enough to maximize what they have in Giannis right now. Someone age 31, 32, slap banging in his prime, but he's just being toyed around by incompetence.
Yeah, I feel like the Bucks kind of remind me of Chelsea right now. Like, no, honestly, like you can place some blame on Liam Senior, but at the end of the day, it stems from the ownership and the people who are in charge, right? You
Right.
can't just make the coach the fall guy. Like, yes, he could be out of his depth, he could be doing a lot better, but that whole team's a mess. The whole team's a mess.
There's only so much a coach can do.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like Joe Mazzulla, like he has done well, but it's because the Celtics have structure, which
Mm.
allows him to be the best that he can be, which is, probably one of the best coaches in the NBA. could be an all-time coach, but it's because of that structure that's allowed him to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Uh,
I feel you. I feel you on that. That's very spot on in regards to the Bucks. But I'm not here to talk about not playoff teams. It's not the episode. I'm sorry, Milwaukee Giannis. Go sit down somewhere else. Yeah, no. I want to talk about a team that they're not in the playoffs per se as of right now, but they could be by the next Sunday. The Sixers. The unfortunate thing for them is that Embiid, it looks like he's going to miss the entirety of the playoff run just because he's had to have surgery fairly recently. I mean, in other news, water is wet and, the wind is windy, but it's a big, big blow in regards to what the Sixers were doing because to end the year, Stateside, they were actually looking decent. Paul George had come back from his suspension and he was, looking in somewhat good shape. Obviously, Maxi's been consistent throughout the whole year and VJ Edgecombe, even though he's a rookie, been giving you good production. And I made the argument that if Embiid is healthy, there's nothing stopping me from saying that the Sixers can take any team in the East to 6-7 games, But in regards to how I'm seeing it now, are they looking like free eats? It's my question, I guess, States Hadamp.
To an extent, yeah, because they're a completely different team without Embiid. You know what I mean? Even when they did have Embiid, there was still like limitations because Embiid could give you Embiid could give you 20, 25 points, but then his defense just ain't really there. His lateral quickness, bro. He's got nothing left in his knees, bro. Do you know what I mean? And I think they just have to try and build everything in and around Maxi and just go that direction. But as of right now, as presently constructed, they are free eats. You know what I mean? Especially if they win their game tonight. I think it's either tonight or tomorrow. They're facing the Celtics in the first round. That's a one-way ticket to the second
Yeah,
round.
you already know what's going on. Yep, you already know.
I mean, I'll be surprised if Philly get a game. They might get one on an off occasion in Philly, but Boston are beating them in 5.
AJP, before you get in here in regards to Embiid, because I think maybe you're going to disagree with me, but I would like to think that their season is not going much further than the first round. And they have an Embiid-sized problem because I don't know how you can just, get rid of him or move him just because of the amount of money he's going to make and his injury history. There's not going to be many teams that want him.
Yeah.
But obviously when he's there, he's MVP level in regards to the center position and his obviously outlook of the whole NBA. Like he's one of the best players in the league. What do you do moving forwards? Is it a case of just giving more responsibility to the younger guys, or I don't know? You tell me.
I think you have to slowly phase him out. If I'm honest, I think it might be done. I think Embiid needs to talk to his family back in Africa, man. I think he might be cursed. Oh, genuinely, like when you look at his injury history, and then now he's out with a problem with his appendix. I'm pretty sure he's got like appendicitis or something.
Maybe.
Like, how unlucky can you actually be? Like, you have all these knee injuries, and now your appendix is about to burst. That's the playoffs are coming. Yeah, man. I think either he needs to switch his church or he needs to talk to his family back in Africa. Either way, but it's actually he might be cursed.
What are you saying? Is there a tiger on the Phillies court or something, bruv?
Maybe, man. He's like that type of unluckiness is not normal.
The timing, bro. It's the timing.
Like, yeah, your appendix is about to burst as you've got like an important playing game before the playoffs. Like, it don't make sense. I think they just have to slowly phase him out. I don't think anyone's going to trade for him, but I think we have to understand that that's Tyrese Maxey's and VJ Edgecombe's team. It's not his team no more. And
Right.
if he accepts that, I think he can still be serviceable. Maybe give him 20, 25 points a night. I mean, minutes a night can still get you maybe a double-double or something. But yeah, it's not his team no more. Can't even be the second option, in my opinion.
Wasn't there talks of him retiring before the season started anyway?
Yes, there was.
Yeah. So
it was a medical retirement.
Of retirement in this early 30s kind of says it all, man. You know what I mean?
I'd like to think there could be. I remember we had Sam Harris on at the beginning of the year, and he was in the thinking of, listen, Embiid, the best that we're going to get from him if he wants to be any sort of healthy is just him, number one, minutes restriction, but number two, 6-man. Go for 6-man of the year. Because there's no point in us thinking that us as in Philly fans that Embiid is going to be healthy and he's going to give us 30 minutes of elite basketball. He's never going to do that because really and truly he's never really done that in his career. So why should we expecting him to be playing his absolute best basketball in his advancing years when his body is just failing him?
Right.
If he can do, the Spurs put Wemby on a minutes restriction for pretty much the whole season, and he's in MVP conversations. Obviously, different, context because one's younger and one's a lot older, one's a lot heavier as well. But minutes restriction, coming off the bench every night. You play 20 minutes. As soon as you play 20 minutes, you don't touch the basketball again for the rest of the night. Simple as that. If he wants any sort of a, resemblance of a long career, like it's got to be like Bill Walton style from back in the day, because he was another
Is
player
it
that was
even
injured all the
worth
time.
it though for Embiid?
It has
Putting
to be,
himself
man.
through training camp, is it even worth it knowing that the Sixers are
It
going to go
has
far?
to be. It has
That's
to
the
be,
question you have to ask. Is it
bro.
worth the squeeze? Like, bro, you might have to just call it, man. Might as well just
Nah, you see, I'm not here for that, because if I'm a competitor, like I think Embiid is, winning
Yeah.
MVP is not enough for me. I've put Philly on the map. The process is not trust the process, it's trust me. I am the process. So because of that, I need to be involved in taking Philly all the way to the top. It might not be all the way to the championship, but I need to have my say so in us getting there. And that's not going to happen if I just
That's what I'm saying.
sail into the
That's what I'm
And I
sunset and
feel
saying.
retire.
like he owes it to the city, man. They've actually been patient with him. Like
Bro,
Philly
what
fans
For
tend
real.
to be cutthroat, but I don't even see that much Embiid slander apart from like the odd joke. Like they're not even onto him like that. I
To
think
be
he
honest,
does
the
what's
odd
fair.
jokes are from people outside of the fan base, man.
Exactly. Like I think he owes it to them, to be fair.
But boys, that's what they were saying about D Rose back in the day, man. I mean, you want the MVP for the city, youngest MVP ever, blew his knee out, came back rehab, all of that stuff, and they just knew he's just not the same player anymore. Eventually, you're just going to have to let it go.
You say that, but then in your sense, then you're saying you got to retire, because, like I said, at the beginning, there's no team that's taking Embiid
But
with the
they
contract
were
he's
talking
making.
about retirement before the season even started, though. Do you know what I mean?
I do get where you're coming from, but D Rose didn't have Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe. I feel like he can
True.
he can slowly be phased out the lineup, like Gabriel said. 20 minutes a night. Maybe just give us a cool 15 points and then
Cool
go sit on the
15.
bench.
Give me like 8, 9,
We
10
do need them
rebounds. I'm
15
cool.
points.
You
Yeah, I'm
think they'll
cool.
You know what
hurt?
I mean?
You
But
think
then you
they'll
just
hurt his ego? You don't treat him like George Niang or something, bro.
No, it's not.
You don't hurt his
This is
ego.
purely for the team, G. This is
Bro,
purely
this
for
is
the
Joel
team.
Embiid, you know.
Nah, G.
What,
Yeah,
50
fine.
what?
MVP, and Bill Walton won 6-man of the year. He's been an MVP before. If he can do it, you
They
can
were
do it.
playing walking basketball back then, man. It's a completely different sport, man.
Embiid plays walking basketball these days. I'll be honest with you, matey.
trust
All right.
Bro,
me.
I hear it, but I think as we were talking about, and former MVP, bro, his pride is gonna be hurt, man. I mean, not everyone can gracefully take and accept that role. I mean,
Sure. But
he came in certain report, like you speaking to reporters saying, "Oh, I wanted to play, but the Sixers are saying I have to rest in this game, rest in that game." Listen, the friction is gonna be too much. There's something we'll eventually have to give.
he better get
I,
used to it, because, like I said, he ain't going nowhere else. There's not a team that's taking him.
They're paying him handsomely anyway.
Yeah, they can't cut him. That's too expensive for any flipping rich person to stomach. And like I said, what assets are you trading for Joel Embiid? There's none. There's nothing.
Oh, what's that?
So I don't know how it goes over there in Philly, but I'd like to think that like I said, the season's probably over by the first round, if they even get there. And even then, they have questions moving forwards in regards to their team. The team that they're facing, by the way, which is where I wanted to wrap up on, Charlotte Hornets. Just because, look, they are extremely exciting to watch. And they have a rookie of the year candidate. They've got LaMelo Ball. We've already spoke about him and the impact that he's been and he's made on the team this year. However, AJP, I'll start with you on this, because me and Stateside have discussed this a few episodes ago. Do you think that their play style and specifically LaMelo Ball will translate into playoffs?
I was actually thinking about this today. In the playoffs, they play really fast, right? And in the playoffs, the game does slow down. I'd like to see how they adjust, but that's if they can get past the Heat in the first place, because the Heat in the playoffs, it's always a different animal. And Eric Spoelstra, it's like he rests all season just for the playoffs. So I don't even think they'll make.
Playing more, like, to be fair.
Yeah, they're playing. Yeah, I don't think they'll make it past the play-in, but it will be interesting to see. I do want to see how Kon, LaMelo, and Brandon Miller perform in a play-in game as well. But yeah, I don't think it will translate. If I'm being completely honest, I think they would have to adjust a lot.
Well, you say that, and Stateside, me and you have had our discussions in regards to, can LaMelo Ball make a adjustment to his game so it can fit playoff basketball? I've said no. Remind the people your take in regards to if he can scale it back and be a little bit less unpredictable in a way.
I mean, obviously, with this here, we're talking about the Hornets actually getting into the playoffs. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like that might be a conversation for another day in terms of LaMelo having to scale his game or try and transform his game to try and get more easy points, trying to get more paint touches, collapse the defense, kick it out for wide open threes and quality shots. But in terms of getting into the playoffs, I want to really talk about how the Hornets, they look like a dangerous outfit in terms of a one-off game. If their shots go in, bro, the Heat aren't beating them. But then on the other end, the Heat have beaten the Hornets handsomely a couple times this season. So it's just one of those ones on the night who can make more shots. Me personally tonight, put my money on on the Hornets. And really and truly, bro, we've seen the Heats in the playoff more times already. Anyway, I mean, I want the shiny new toy. I mean, I want the new story. 'Cause I followed the
What
Hornets.
flavor of the month?
I need it. Do you know what I mean? So it's just one of those ones. Since the turn of the year, the Hornets have been balling out. In terms of the high octane offense, as AJP was saying, they play attractive brand of basketball, and I want to see that in the playoffs. And you saw a couple months ago when they played the Pistons and Musa Diabate was fighting with Jalen Duran and all of that stuff. The Pistons beat him, I think, like couple days ago, and like they didn't even shake each other's hands at the end of the game. And Jalen Duran was telling JB Bickerstaff, "Don't shake the hands, come let's go." So it's like a slow brewing rivalry and stuff. I want to see that in a 1-8 matchup. You know what I mean? I want to see this Hornets team, how they play, how exciting, free flowing they play. If I said Detroit, you can't. They're very hard to beat. We saw how the Pacers played last year. They didn't exactly play half-court offense. I mean, they forced other teams to play their brand of basketball. And I think if any team can have another team do that, is the Hornets. So I'd want to see the Hornets make the playoffs and face the Pistons in the first round.
That'd be an exciting matchup. That'd be an exciting one, definitely, for sure. Before we get out of it, lads, in regards to Eastern Conference, is there any other teams that we're looking at in regards to similar conversation to the Timberwolves that it's a little bit now or never? If I can go first on it, I'm looking at somebody like the Knicks. I'll be honest, just because, yeah, there's a big Giannis hole that he could fill very easily if they don't, if they don't make any noise or make as much noise as they should, aka make the championship or make the conference finals at least. I've put a lot of pressure on Karl Anthony Towns because I'd like to think that Jalen Brunson is just going to do his job, and I don't know if Cat, especially towards the back end of the season, showed me enough in the last stretch of games in regards to how aggressive he was and his shooting percentages not being Cat levels. The Knicks, for me, it's a little bit do or die in regards to if you underperform, this team's going to be looking very different going into next season. AJP, I'll start with you. It could be the same team, but is there another team that you're looking at that's a little bit, do or die?
I'll say 100% the Knicks.
People have been saying the Cavaliers have
Cleveland?
been,
Yeah. That's the
yeah.
other team I was looking at. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, the Knicks in Cleveland, but I think particularly the Knicks. I think they probably expected Mikal Bridges to be a bit better offensively when they traded for him.
Mhm.
It just hasn't worked out that way. They just need another superstar. Jalen Brunson needs someone else. I do have a theory that your best player can't be an undersized point guard as well, but that's a story for another day. Unless you're Allen Iverson, which everyone isn't, and even he didn't win a championship. So, yeah.
States, I don't
Except for the Knicks and the Cavaliers.
Would you agree? Any other teams in there?
The Knicks were the first team that jumped up to me, but just more so the noise with the Knicks, and they kind of remind me a bit of Arsenal.
Arsenal, yeah, definitely.
The noise outside and inside the club, the franchise, whatever you want to call it, it's too loud. Because, bro, the Knicks were a conference finals team last year. They somehow beat the Boston Celtics. I mean, somehow got to the conference finals. And now apparently it's finals or bust. It's conference finals. Bro, the Knicks as constructed, they're not better than the Pistons. They're not better than Boston. But they're so dangerous because they have Jalen Brunson. You know what I mean? He's the truth. He's the guy. He's a player riser. So he can get places that you have no business getting to in the postseason.
Question for you, Stateside, and AJP can chime in on this one if you want to. I remember, and this just came to me now, do you think the Knicks were more of an issue when Tom Thibodeau was there? Or are you a little bit scared of them now that they have Mike Brown? Because there was a lot of, hoo-ha in regards to Mike Brown has the experience that Tom Thibodeau didn't have in regards to, hitting the finals and things of that nature. So bringing in Mike Brown was just going to solve a lot of their problems. Obviously, it hasn't. And I'd like to think that there's a lot of people that really respected the character and the development that Tibbs had in this New York, kind of build. But Mike Brown hasn't had the impact, that he was supposed to have. Who's last year, basically last year's team or this year's team? Who do you think is more of an issue?
I'll probably say more this year's team, but then I feel like it's a little bit unfair to someone like a Mike Brown because really and truly, how long are you expecting for Mike Brown's
Nope.
philosophy and stuff to be
Do you know?
implemented?
Did you see his first press conference? He said, "This is what they brought me here for. I can handle the pressure. I'm here to take this team to the championship." Not my words, his words.
Yeah, but then
Easier said than done.
but when you look at
I didn't say it.
when you're speaking to a team, bro, you tell her everything. You know what I mean? You pour honey in their ear, man. You tell them the sweet stuff that they want to
Yeah,
hear.
but you don't tell your whole roster that. You might tell one or two people, but he told the nation.
But then
He
it's
told all of New York.
But then getting the next job, bro, that was one of the hottest jobs when Tibbs got sacked. So you had to say any and everything. You know what I mean? He knows deep down, bro, he ain't going like that. But you have to say that to get the job. But I'm just saying the Knicks aren't as bad as people make them out to be, but they're not as good as some people make them out to be. But they're dangerous. One thing the Knicks are, they're dangerous. They're comfortable in clutch situations. Again, I keep saying because they have Brunson. You saw what they've done against Boston last year. You saw what they've done against San Antonio in the NBA Cup. However much you want to, how much stock you want to put in it. I mean, in these clutch situations, they still have that grittiness of a Coach Tibbs coached team. I mean, but then obviously the offensive Cat and Brunson and Mikal Bridges, OG when he shows up, they're tough out, but they're not like this elite team as some people might make you believe.
They were my team to come out of the East because Mike Brown got there, in my eyes. I saw what he did with my Kings in regards to hitting us into the playoffs for the first time in God knows how long. Put however much stock you want to put in that, but it matters, mate. It matters, lads.
It's collected dust, bro.
Hey, man, all right. Yeah, all right. I'm just saying. But there was other factors as well. Obviously, he's well experienced. Worked with LeBron way back in the day as well. Worked with Golden State. I'd like to think that Mike Brown is one of the more experienced coaches in the league. So you put him in a situation like New York. But it's going to be interesting to see how they translate into the playoffs now because, like we all said, it's still or die for them. I enjoyed our NBA conversation. That's just before we play our last game. Just a few headlines to run you through what's doing the NBA rounds at the minute. AJP, I'll start with you in this one. You might have something to say. I don't know. Anthony Davis still has questions about the Wizards' short-term direction. He's obviously a Washington Wizard after the big trade that happened in the All-Star period. He's already disillusioned in regards to what's going to happen with the Wizards moving forward. And my question to you is, why is this man just never happy? I understand.
Mate, what is his short-term direction? Is he still a basketball player? You see, he's got a new prank. You see, he's got like a new prank show.
He does have a new prank show, mate. Trying to be Jimmy Kimmel.
With LeBron and that.
Yeah.
Mate, I don't know what he still wants to accomplish. I'll be like, you're an NBA champion, multiple-time All-Star. I don't know what else he has to prove, really. I guess maybe he wants to prove that he can bounce back from all these injuries, but mate, I think he should just ride into the sunset until his career ends, honestly, because clearly his body can't handle a full NBA season. I don't think the Wizards can rely upon him to be healthy next season either. So, yeah, the Wizards' short-term or long-term direction is none of his business. He's not going to be there. He's not going to be on the court to play. He's not going to be able to contribute.
States, the future or the short-term or long-term future with AD, where do you see it?
I mean, kind of the same thing, bro. How the NBA is being played today, if he can't really hack it, if he can't give it, because let's say 65 games a season, I don't know what you're doing with AD, do you know what I mean? Because, bro, he tease you with a defensive player of the year type performances, and then all of a sudden you brush past him, you sneeze next to him, he's injured for a month. He's getting a little surgery here, and it's frustrating having AD as a player on your team. So, like I'm saying, if he can't give you minimum 60 to 65 games, you got to find a way to get him out of your team, and ultimately get him out of the league.
Mate, when he was on the Mavericks, it was like he was creating injuries. I think one time he broke his retina. How do you break your retina? You know what your retina is? It's like it's in your eye.
It's in your eye, yeah.
Like what the heck? And then he has to wear glasses full time. Like,
man, bro.
I saw, by the way, you've basically sacked your whole physio room, and you're going to get new ones in.
Yeah, it's because of him. You know what I mean? He's costing people jobs.
Are you saying he wasted all the budget, bro? All the budget went on one man.
He's costing people jobs, bro. Like, do you know what I mean? They did the best they could. AD's just. I don't think he's built for basketball no more, man.
Hey man, you know that's
It's
tough.
frustrating because, like I was saying, when AD was at his best, he ain't really better than him, man.
Well, Way was at his best, of course, was in terms of numbers, was the Pelicans. And speaking of the Pelicans, they're going to consider James Borrego, who's been interim coach for them. They're going to consider him as a candidate for who's going to be the head coach going into the year. I only brought this up just because there's some other talks in regards to their star player Zion Williamson. Because if they're looking to get a new head coach, I'm of the standpoint of listen, you lot got to be doing something else. You see a new young core coming in, the likes of Derek Queen and Jeremiah Faye is coming through. They look like good players. And AJP, me and Stateside have had conversations in regards to Zion Williamson's future could be elsewhere. Just because look in New Orleans, it's probably not going to happen. Just like it didn't for AD. What do you say in regards to what the Pelicans should be looking to do in the future, either with their head coach or with their roster construction?
You know what? To his credit, Zion had a good year, right?
It's not that he had a bad year, but
he didn't have a great.
they still didn't sniff the play-in.
Yeah, but are they tanking? I can't say I watch that much Pelicans basketball. I won't lie, but they're probably still trying to tank, right?
I won't say tank. They just don't.
Mate, they traded their pick. They traded their pick in the draft
for
to
Derek
get Derek
Queen,
Queen.
right?
So I don't know if they were tanking for real.
Yeah, man, they need to throw that whole franchise away, man. I'll be honest. They don't know what they're doing. I'll be honest. Derek Queen's a good pick. I do
Yes.
feel like in another draft class, he could have been like a rookie of the year contender. It's just he's going up against Dylan Harper, VJ Edgecombe, Kon Knueppel, and Cooper Flagg. But yeah, I don't get them at all. I don't know what they're trying to achieve. Because I just remember they don't control their draft pick this year, so
No,
I
they
don't know
don't.
what
They
they have going
traded
on
to
over
Atlanta.
there.
Yep. Uh-huh.
That just means their roster construction is just terrible. I think Zion should move, but not because he's necessarily the problem, even though he has been in the past, but for the benefit of his career, I think he needs to go and still prove to himself that he's worthy of that number one pick, that he is an all-star. Do you know what I mean? I don't think his future is at the Pelicans either. The Pelicans don't have a future.
No, they don't. I mean, they do in regards to they got good young players, but Stateside, me and you have said that in stages of his career, unfortunately, Zion has been the problem because he's supposed to be the person they've pinned their hopes and dreams on, and for one reason or another, he hasn't been able to get it done.
Yeah, because you could look at a talent like Zion, and obviously we know how good Zion can be when he's playing at his best. But the question will always be, if you're the front office, is Zion the type of player that I can do the most to try and build a good team around him? Because how available is he going to be? Do you know what I mean? Like when you really need Zion the most, he's injured for a couple months. He's put on weight again. He's done this. He's done that. It's frustrating. And like I said, when Zion's at his best, he's one of the best, not only athletes but players easily in the league. But he's just not reliable enough.
Yeah.
Question then before you move on to our last bit of news doing the rounds. What is a good trade package for somebody of Zion's ilk? Is it, I think, maybe I'm wrong, you can let me know. I think gone are the days of people trading like 4 or 5 first round picks after the likes of Gobert and Mikal Bridges haven't, necessarily panned out. But somebody like Zion who has, top 10 kind of in the league potential, are you trading the farm or does it just have to be right place, right time? The Pelicans are taking pretty much anything. What do you think is a fair compensation package for somebody of Zion's ilk?
I think it's definitely humble. I don't think you give up. I don't think you clear out the farm for Zion. Definitely not. Sorry, Humphrey. Go ahead.
No, I was really going to say the same thing. You're going to have to look at a situation where the Pelicans are desperate to let him go. But we've always spoken about how talents like Zion, they come once every blue moon. So teams like the Pelicans who haven't been, how can I put it?
Relevant?
They haven't been relevant for a long time. They want to keep players like Zion so they can even get a bit of buzz, a bit of noise. But you're in purgatory at that point. Do you know what I mean? You're just stalling the inevitable, and that's kind of what it looks like at the Pelicans. They're just not good enough.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm in the standpoint of it'll have to be a team that is in the situation that they want to be relevant. So like it would have to be a team like the Bulls, the Nets, the Hornets potentially.
Right.
If they want to, get someone that fits their play style and they're not going to attract free agents, let's just put it like that. It would have to be a situation like that want to take a punt basically on Zion. I don't think it's a case of, unfortunately, give up the farm like it would have been a few years ago when he was a young player.
Right.
Dark, but is what it is, isn't it? And then last bit of news doing the rounds. J. Cole has had to leave the Chinese Basketball Association after one game. Visa issues, unfortunately. There's no real question off the back of this, lads, but J. Cole playing basketball has always been a very weird thing to me because I understand that he's a good little hooper, especially for a rapper. He's probably the best. But playing professional basketball has always been a step too far, and he's talked about it for a long time. He's talked about NBA aspirations, and he played a game in the CBA. Fair play. Let's give up the hoop dreams and let's get back to rapping, in my eyes. But you can let me know if I'm tripping.
I said, just shut up and get back in the studio, man.
Give me a quick 16. I don't need to see the hoops thing. I'll be honest. That's just me, innit? I'm not killing the man for chasing his dreams.
I'm not to shut up and dribble. I say the same thing to J. Cole, man.
He's still trying to find himself at 40, man. I think he might just need to. Yeah, man. I don't know. Take some ayahuasca and call it a day, man.
Yeah. Take some ashwagandha. I call it, man.
Call it a day, man.
Just saying, man. Like I said, no real question. But hey, J. Cole, shout out to you, man. You've given us something to talk about. Thanks, man. Lads, before we get out of here, shall I play one more game?
Yeah, let's play one more.
If you like what you heard so far, by the way, please like, share, comment, rate, subscribe, all that jazzy stuff. Before we get out of here, you want to stay for this game? It's a doozy. I still haven't got a good name for it, but I've called it Ring for Ring. Stateside, I don't know if you've played this before. It's a very simple game. I basically get a champion from one year, I get a champion from another year, and you have to tell me who would win in the 7-game series. I think it's playoff time, lads.
You're not going to be biased.
I understand your team is in this, matey. Your team has a championship, as do mine, but they're not in this, obviously. It was in that.
When was that, bro?
In the 1950s.
Nah, man, come on.
Okay,
I've got a picture on my phone when I went to NBA London. It's pointed, if your team got a championship, you can come find me. I'm pointing to my team right there. It's not shameless if it's true, mate. I'm telling you. We're far away from a championship now. I understand that. Until next year when we get AJ. Lads, we could both play this game. Don't worry about this. It is a very easy game and you understand the rules of it very simply. So this is Ring for Ring. Who would win this fantasy series? We'll start with this. Who win this NBA series? The 2001 Los Angeles Lakers or the 2023 Denver Nuggets?
Oh, no. 0-1 Lakers.
Lakers.
How many games?
5.
Push it to 6.
Sure. Yeah,
I'll push it to 6. Probably take 2 games at home. I mean, no one can guard Jokic. He'll have Shaq chasing shadows, but then, Jokic can't guard Shaq, so you know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'd like to think they don't have to.
Kobe, though.
That's the thing. They don't have to.
No, exactly.
They ain't got.
No, I have the 0-1 Lakers winning. I'll just push it to 6 games. That's all.
Fair.
Who would win this 7-game series? The 2016 Cleveland Cavaliers or the 2025 OKC Thunder?
I'll let Humph answer first.
Yeah, give me OKC and Shea, man. Why not? OKC and Shea. You might be the best player in the series.
That is blasphemy.
Blasphemy at its highest level.
Make you wash your mouth out with soap, mate.
Give me OKC. Give me OKC. Bron's gonna have to do a carry job because I'm saying carry. I don't know what carry's gonna do against.
Prime LeBron's gonna have to do a carry job. Okay, that's gonna be an issue, isn't it?
Like he didn't do a carry job against the 72-10 Warriors.
Oh, that's gonna be an issue, isn't it?
Man.
I hear it.
Give me LeBron in 5.
But he's guarding Shea though.
Bro, stick LeBron on him. He's got issues, bro. Stick LeBron on him, and he's got issues, bro. What?
Oh, no, we can try.
Lou Dort?
Put Dort on LeBron, bro.
Sorry?
What are we doing here?
Sorry?
No, all jokes aside, though, I think it'll be a much closer series than you lot making out to be. Because OKC's defense is no joke.
Who's guarding Kyrie?
I didn't even go about Kyrie.
Who's guarding Kyrie?
You can put Case on Kyrie. You can put J double Kyrie.
The same Kyrie that was deep frying everybody in that playoff run.
Kyrie had 9 points in a pivotal game in that series. 9. But Kyrie wasn't hotting up. OKC like that.
Did you see what he did in games 5, 6, and 7, brother?
Bro,
no, I'm not even hearing it. The Pacers took you to 7 games, bro. Like,
I'm saying, bro. You not ain't that good. You ain't that nice.
Okay, you know what?
We're talking about Kyrie. You couldn't even guard Nemhard like that, bro. Come
You
on, man.
Lemhard mixed up Shea crazy.
Come on,
Mixed
bro.
him
Let's
up.
be real.
Cavs is a 7.
7.
7.
LeBron's wrapping that up by the time they go back to Cleveland.
Hey, right? Cavs is a 7. Why not?
Oh my matey, I'm sorry. I'm saying Cavs and 6 personally, but you know.
I would love to see that series,
Yeah,
hypothetically,
be
obviously.
good, mate.
But
Be good. See, this is why we play this game because it lets you be in dreamland a little bit. I like it. Jump on
it's
2K, play the series if you want at home. You know, who would win this 7-game series? The 2014 San Antonio Spurs
Don't do it.
or the 2011 Dallas Mavericks?
Oh, man.
Talk to me. Talk to me, man.
You know what it is? You see me and play off Kawhi Leonard. I don't doubt that
You
man.
don't rap. You don't mess around.
I don't mess around with his name when it comes to big games, playoff moments. But to back my Mavs, Dirk was also a cyborg in that in that whole run.
I will say
He knocked off some goats.
they don't have the answer to Dirk. I'll be real.
They don't.
They don't.
But they don't have the answer to Boris Diaw, bro. I'm saying, bro, if you watch what Diaw done to the Heat in 2014, bro, come on, man. I hear what you're saying with Kawhi and that, but bro, Boris Diaw come off the bench and bro, those dribble handoffs and all of that, bro. He was
But hey, we're speaking about LeBron the other in the last debate. LeBron didn't have an answer for JJ Barea.
bro.
So if we're gonna go bench player for bench player,
Sean Marion was causing him problems, matey.
That was one play. They took a picture of it, and that's been a narrative since. That was one play. But hey, I'm saying that 2014 San Antonio team, everything just clicked.
Nah, I respect San Antonio highly,
bro. But then Dirk.
I'm still gonna go with 2011 Dirk because of the amount of people he beat. But obviously, I'm being biased. But I do respect the 2014 Spurs.
I'm being so real. Probably Spurs in 5. I'll be so real.
Yeah, now, you know what? Dirk did drag that team by the ear.
No. I'm not, and that's no disrespect to Dirk, but it's just like, bruv, the Spurs that year,
much.
yeah, it was peak, man. It was peak. Can't lie.
No, there's too much in that
Dirk
team.
is good enough to get you, like, not get you swept, basically.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Mavericks in 7, though.
Fairs. I respect it. Who would win this 7-game series? The 2012 Miami Heat or the 2015 Golden State Warriors?
That's a good one.
First ring Bron, first ring Curry.
Give me first ring Bron. Because obviously that was the team that we lost to. I think at that point, they knew exactly who they were. You know what I mean? They knew Bron was the number 1 and D Wade obviously had to tag along with Chris Bosh and that. And had enough shooters to supplement what the big 3 was giving you as well. So I'm going with 2012 Heat.
Yeah, I agree. 2015, they didn't have Kevin Durant, did they?
No.
Yeah. Yeah, Bron beat them in 2016. I think Bron in 2012 would have beat them with D Wade and Chris Bosh.
Some are saying Bron would have beaten them in 2015 with Kyrie and.
Oh, if you had Kyrie and K-Love, yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Give me 2012 Bron, man. They didn't have an answer to Bron before Kevin Durant got there. Let's be real.
Yeah. Exactly. I feel that. A couple more, lads, before we get up out of here. Who would win this 7-game series? The 2020 Los Angeles Lakers or the 2008 Boston Celtics?
Give me that Boston Celtics team, man.
Give me that 2020 LeBron Lakers team.
Oh, wow.
I think that Laker team, they're too big, too fast, too strong. And then you had AD playing as a 2-way. He was actually shooting well from 3 as well. Bro, AD was playing, like we said, defensive player of the year type AD. LeBron was arguably still the best player of the league.
Yeah, but the 08 Celtics still fit a team of the time.
Famous on that team. I just think they might have too much firepower for them. You got Ray Allen, you got Rajon Rondo, you got Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett,
Kendrick Perkins.
Too much. I think it would be close, but give me Boston in 6.
Boston in 6 over LeBron.
Come on, you know I respect LeBron. I've been respecting LeBron this whole show. I respected LeBron more than you. When you thought Shea and what Casey Wallace could stop him in his prime. You get?
bro. I don't want to say that 2008 Boston team was overrated, but
Oh, you've said it in the past. There's no
that,
sugarcoating it.
that
Hey, you've said it.
2020 Lakers team was easily one of LeBron's best ever teams assembled. They had Caruso on that team as well.
Dwight Howard was on that team.
Dwight Howard was on that team. JaVale was on that team. They had bigs everywhere. You know what I mean? They had big players. They had KCP. They had Kyle Kuzma, who was actually playing smart basketball at the time. That
Well, the
was
Celtics got players as well. They have. You can laugh at Kendrick Perkins, but they had Kendrick Perkins. They had Tony Allen on the team as well.
Yeah.
I want to say Leon Paul was on that team, a good big man, solid big man. They had pieces. Obviously, KG was still a bounce in his prime as well. Paul Pierce has had good battles with LeBron in the playoffs. It's close. It's close in my eyes. It's close.
Like, I get no one can guard LeBron, right? But who's guarding KG, Paul Pierce? Like, even
Anthony Davis, bro. You put Anthony Davis on
Rondo running the point.
but you could put Anthony Davis on KG and then put Caruso on Paul Pierce.
Man, Caruso ain't locking up Paul Pierce.
Nah, Paul
Bro,
Pierce is frying Caruso,
Bro,
man.
who do you guys think Caruso is?
You think Paul Pierce is, mate?
Caruso's a
I
top
know
tier
who Paul
defender.
Pierce is, but I'm saying, he could get up underneath it. Bro, he could cause problems. He could.
Man, you don't call Paul Pierce the truth for nothing, man. What do they call Caruso? What do they call Caruso?
The bald mamba.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. There's no comparison.
Oh, Brian Scalabrine was on that team as well. Yeah, man, it's done, ski, man. It's done. It's done. It's done.
Come on. I mean, we could put it out to the people in it. But I'm saying, 2020 Lakers are beating 08 Celtics.
Oh, I don't know. I'll be honest.
I disagree. You know.
I'd only because I like LeBron. I'd lean towards Lakers at 7. Only because I like LeBron. That's the only reason.
Every time LeBron has had a competent team and faced Paul Pierce, we know exactly what's happened. Yeah.
Oh, do you know what? Fun fact, by the way, Rondo will be on both teams.
I was thinking about
obviously one in prime, one in his advanced years, but one is can't shoot a lick, and the other one can shoot a little bit at least. You know.
You got a better. What you say? You got a better version in LA.
Who knows? I don't know.
That Celtics Rondo was special, and I don't even like Rondo for what he done to the Mavericks. But come on, man.
Celtics Rondo was something special still. Can't lie. That's a good little matchup there. I don't know. I'll put it so people will see what they say. You know. Last one more. This one is for the unks out there, for the uncles in the room. The 2010. Oh, excuse me. Who would win this NBA Finals series? The 2010 Los Angeles Lakers or the 1996 Chicago Bulls?
Man, get them plumbers out of here, man. Kobe and 4. Now I'm joking. I'm actually joking.
Bro, I swear Kobe had a horrid game 7. Like shot like 7 of like 20 something.
Yeah, the whole team kind of played there.
Crap,
yeah, the whole team.
I mean, how can you go against MJ though? I mean, Kobe ain't beating MJ. He's not.
So what?
Then again, as you said, MJ was beating plumbers and electricians and that.
These ain't plumbers, mate. I don't know. You stick Ron Artest on MJ. Does he have issues? I don't know. Maybe.
And then if you actually look at it, how much different were they playing like in terms of basketball wise? It's all the same triangle offense. You mean get into the sets and all of that. It wasn't like now. Like I'm saying this exotic offenses and like Spain pick and rolls and all of that stuff nowadays.
But if you look at it,
who was the Lakers coach in 2010? Sorry,
Phil Jackson.
Phil Jackson, innit?
Yep,
same guy.
Yeah.
And if you look at it scheme wise, they're still playing I don't know, Dennis Rodman and Luke Longley. Like they can't shoot.
The exact
man
same.
got by no man. At least Gasol can stretch it a little bit, and obviously can. I like to think Rodman will cause him problems in that issue, in that sense. But Gasol's going to get some.
Facts.
And
you can stretch the floor a little bit, as you're saying, but
Pippen will be an issue per se. Because Kobe, in terms of wing defenders, like Kobe and Artest are good wing defenders in their moments actually. So maybe they can cancel each other. I don't know, but it basically just comes to Michael Kobe.
You're putting Pippen on Kobe, and you're putting Ron Artest on MJ.
Yeah, and obviously in the crunch moments, just to get the pictures in, Kobe just go get MJ quickly, man. Just go get him one time. Just go get him one time.
Yeah, they definitely would have faced each other as well, but I don't see a world where 96 Bulls lose to the Lakers. I ain't getting sick.
I have to give it to MJ.
Yeah.
Never lost the finals, man. And I know that's maybe we shouldn't bring that into this, but yeah, I'll just say MJ had enough to get it done. I'll say MJ goes game 7 this time. Though.
Yeah, I'm saying goes game 7 as well, just because I'm thinking of the depth that the Lakers have in their team as well. Like what they sport like the likes of Lamar Odom off the bench. Vujicic was a good player for them. Is there anyone else that comes off the top of my head? Lamar Odom. Did I say him already? Maybe.
He said, yeah.
But the Bulls, what? Steve Kerr. I couldn't name you other people from their bench, honestly.
Coach
So
and all of them lot.
yeah, Tony Kukoc was decent. To be fair to him, but
Was he the best? Was he the best European player at that time?
I would think he won a 6-man of the year.
Yugoslavia, Croatia, whatever.
Yeah, I want to.
Sabonis is that in the league back then? No, he wasn't, was he?
No. Sabonis came in like 2000-ish, somewhere there.
2000.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna go with MJ's team as well. Probably 7.
I definitely want to see what people say about the Boston 08 Boston and 2020 Lakers, bro.
That's interesting. That would be very interesting. Come to the end now, lads. But I enjoyed that game a lot. It gets your thinking cap on, puts your creative sense to the test. AJP, for the people that have thoroughly enjoyed this lesson, where can they find you if they want more?
Aljazeera Peckham on Instagram. Right now we just cover football, really and truly. Unfortunately for me, because my team's
in there.
But we have a good time on there, man.
Oh, but I'm sure you chat basketball when it's necessary.
When it's necessary, every now and again. Yeah,
absolutely, fair enough. It's been a pleasure having you on as always. Hopefully, it's not too long until we get you back on. Maybe around the finals time. Who knows, matey? We'll see. Thank you for joining us, Stateside. Me and you, as always. Thank you very much. Please like, share, comment, rate, subscribe, all that jazzy stuff. If you've liked what you've heard, me and you, Stateside, back again next week.
Same time next week, man. Same time next week. I'm seeing a couple teams get to the semi-finals. I'm waiting for my team tomorrow. see if we can book our place to Hungary. See if Hungary got something for us in May.
Whatever you say, matey. Whatever you say. Until then, though. Until next week, lads. Episode 81. Kobe's 81. Take it easy.
Say Wilt, Bam, and Co.
Yeah, man. We're gonna do the Bam episode soon, brother. Don't worry about that.
Oh, that is shameless, man.
You already know episode 100. The commish. He's coming, mate. You already know.
That is shameless. Hey, shout out, man.
In a bit.